Welcome to Tech Brothers with Damir. In this video, we are going to talk about what is pipeline and what are the activities. So we are going to learn a lot of things here, and especially how to group them together, how to put them together, how to create the folders, and how to do other actions on these pipelines and activities. So first of all, what is a pipeline? A pipeline is a logical grouping of activities that together perform a task. So now the question is, what is the activity? So there are tons of type of activities we do in ETL. Maybe we delete a file, maybe we copy the data between one source to another destination, maybe we just have some for each loop where we loop through the different items and perform some task inside that for each loop. So those are all different type of activities, and then when you put them together it make a pipeline. So here's a document that you can read through. I'm not really great in reading all the type of different English and explaining that, but this is the picture that explains pretty much it. So there is a pipeline. You have you can schedule your pipeline, you can monitor your pipeline, and you can manage your pipeline. And now if you see the arrow going towards it, it's saying activity. So a group of activities make the pipeline, or even single activity can be in the pipeline. That's fine. So what's going to happen? There is activities such as hive, store procedure, copy, and all different of it. Then these activities use some data, right? So it need to read the data from a SQL table maybe and write to the blob storage. So you need a data set. So that's where it the whole thing put together. Okay, now what we are going to do, there are different type of activities are here. There are data movement activities, and there are data information activities, transformation activities, there are control activities. So you can pretty much take a look on all those details. See right there, so tons of information is right there. Okay, so instead of I let you read this because this is already available on the internet, you can read this articles anytime. I want to take you to the real world and show you a few things. So now I'm in a portal, and here's my data factory. I'm going to click on data factory. It's going to ask me, hey, you want to open your Azure Data Factory Studio? Yes, I do. And now it's going to open our Azure Data Factory Studio. Now, once the Azure Data Factory Studio is open, that's where people create the pipelines. So right here is the author button, and I'm going to go to the author. Here is the pipeline, and then inside the pipelines, we are going to enjoy some activities. Right there are three dotted lines. Click on there, and you have new pipeline, pipeline from the template, and new folder. So let's go with the creating a new pipeline first. Let's create a pipeline. Once you create a pipeline, it always say pipeline 1. I will suggest you do some naming convention. So let's say if I am using this pipeline to load the staging table, so I will say load staging STG, and then I will say customer. Okay, so this is the name of my pipeline. Once you change the pipeline name here, you can also write a description, and it helps you, in a way like understand what exactly this pipeline does. So you can write this pipeline is used to load customer data from daily customer file. Okay, so your choice, whatever you want to write, you can always go ahead and write it. Now this description is done and name is done. Now what we are going to do right here, and there are some activities right here. So you can see they are divided into different groups. You can call them move and transformation activities. Let's take a look. So if you need to copy the data from SQL Server to maybe blob storage, or from maybe different type of sources, you can use this transformation activity, copy data activity. Then you have data flow activity. So now what we are going to do, we are going to go to the Azure Data Explorer. That's another type of activity. And now you have Azure functions. If you want to write different type of custom code, you will be using Azure function. Now you have a batch service. You can go to the custom and write it Databricks. So these are the Databricks activities. And then you have data lake, USQL, and journal. That's where mostly people use a lot of these, such as append variable, delete, execute pipeline, execute SQL package, SSIS package, get metadata, lookup, store procedure, set variable, validation, web, and webhook, and wait. So all these activities people use a lot of time to run their pipeline, because the pipeline consists of multiple activities and to perform some ETL work. So now you have HD Insight. So if you're working with the big data and all those kind of things, you want to use from there. And now you have a loops here, filter, for each, if, condition, switch, and until. So different type of loops are available, and iteration and conditions. Okay, so now you have machine learning, and finally you have a Power Query. So these are all different type of activities available in the Azure Data Factory pipeline. So you can use any of these guys in the pipeline. So let me bring this copy activity here, and you can see that now the next part comes. You could go to source, and here you create a data set. So point to some SQL table or maybe blob storage file and all that, and then write the data to some sink destination. Okay, what we are going to do, we are not going to work on these inside these pipelines here. We are going to learn more about pipeline and structure. So if you click here, that's one of the thing I wanted to tell you. When you create your pipeline, do not create the pipeline like pipeline 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be messy, because you will be creating a lot of pipelines to perform different tasks, manage them, or order them, or put them together in some folders. So click on these three dots again, and here once you have the pipeline, you can open the pipeline, and then you can monitor the pipeline. If you have executed your pipeline, you can go ahead and just monitor how many times this pipeline run, what was the last execution, it was successful or not, and all those kind of things. You can always go to the monitor and go to the pipeline run as well. Let's go back to the author here. Now, another part is if you want to clone. So if you click on clone, it's going to create a copy. So whatever the name of your pipeline is, it's going to create underscore copy to it. Okay, so now if you click on three dots again, if you want to rename, let's click on this rename. I'm going to go ahead and say rename, and now I can click rename here, and I will call it a duplicate instead of a copy one. So that's good. Now what we are going to do here, if we want to move the items, so where you would like to move the item, because let's create some folders. Now here, if you go on the top of the pipeline, here it says new pipeline from the template. You can upload the pipeline from the template, and there are some templates available on the internet. Now let's create a new folder. So I'm going to call this a folder STG pipelines. Now this is going to create a folder here. So you see right there, and these two pipelines should be in this STG pipelines. Inside this folder, you can create subfolders actually. So let's create a subfolder. So in this case, I'm going to call it raw or AW2 STG. So, and then we will do another one. Let's go right there and create another subfolder, and this one I'm going to call it STG to ODS, operational data source. Okay, so see right there, these pipeline need to go right here, raw to stage, and then we will move some pipelines in the STG to the ODS. So click right there, and it says move item. Once you do that, it's going to ask you in which folder or subfolder you would like to move. I'm going to move to the raw to the staging here. So you see that now my pipeline came under this raw to the STG. Let's do the second pipeline as well. So we have these, see right there, this is the pipeline sitting there. So I'm going to move this move item, go to the STG to the raw to the STG, and now our both pipelines are under this raw to the STG. I can go under this folder and the STG to ODS and create a new pipeline. So in this pipeline, maybe I will say PL load customer ODS. Okay, so I give it some proper name. I always start, mostly I start if I'm doing ODS, so I will always do ODS PL or something like that, so I don't have to worry. So if I can filter, and it will help. So this pipeline is created under STG to ODS subfolder actually. And then now you have these all different subfolders here, two of them, and then you have main folder. Here let me show you more options to it. So see right there, download support files. So what this does, if you download a support file, let me do this one actually, where we have a copy activity. So let me download this support file, and so once I do that, I'm going to double click and see it give me all the definition. So you can go to the pipeline inside. It's a JSON file. if you open it, it's going to show you all the JSON file. So stg load staging, that's the name of our pipeline, and these properties, this is the description we wrote, and it is using copy activity, and we don't have a whole lot to it. So in the folder which it is, so this is gonna give you a JSON file right there. So let's go back here, and then we have other different files like info.txt. So you have this name, pipeline, TechbrothersIT, Azure Data Factory, location, and then you have a subscription ID and all that, right? So you can get that information. So this is also the file Microsoft asks you if your pipelines go in failure and all that. Microsoft asks you, can you provide us those support files? Once you provide them that support file, the zip file, they can upload this definition, and then they can see your pipeline. They will not see your credentials or all that. They will see only the definition. So if there is error happening, or they want to know how is the flow of their pipeline, so they can understand from there. Now let's go back here, and we have a delete. So if I want to delete this pipeline, it's gonna ask me, hey, you want to delete it? Yes, I would like to delete it. Okay, now here we can rename the folder, we can create a subfolder. So let's say if I want to rename it STG pipelines for data warehousing. So that's what it is, right? So now we understand what is the pipeline and what are the activities. So let's put some more activities here. So in this case, if I want to bring maybe lookup activity, and I would like to use the lookup activity to read the list of the items from some table, and then if I would like to bring the for each loop, so I can always use filter here, and then I use the for each here. So now you can connect, and then let's say we want to do some copy activity after that, depending on the output. So you can connect right here and see right there, so you can run multiple activities. So this is your pipeline, a set of logical or a group of activities that make your pipeline. See right there, that's a group, right? So you can have single pipeline, activity as well, but mostly there are more than one that you use. So and you have activities inside, and that's your whole thing is a pipeline. Now this pipeline can be, if you guys remember, we can schedule this pipeline, or we can manage, and we can do all those different sort of things according to the definition. So if I go back here, see right there, we can schedule our pipeline, we can monitor our pipeline, and we can manage our pipeline. So let's go, let me show you the schedule. So if you are right here, you can add a trigger, and then you can say new or edit, and here you will be creating a schedule. So you can see right there, you provide a schedule and date and time and all that. You can have multiple type of schedules, such as you have a tumbling window, you have a storage event, you have custom events. So all those are available in my next videos. Okay, so and that was schedule. Now you can monitor. Remember, you can click right here, and you can go ahead and monitor. Once you monitor, what's going to happen, anytime you execute this pipeline, it's going to show you all that executions of this pipeline. And you can manage different things. You can put in the GitHub. You can once you are done with the writing your pipelines, you can always go to the manage here, and then what's going to happen, you can go to the right here, git configuration, and then configure your GitHub, and then save it there. So once you save it there, then you can deploy between two different data factories or different environments. So this is how you will be creating pipelines and using different activities in Azure Data Factory. So it is a kind of your serverless ETL environment where you will be creating these pipelines or programs to perform different ETL tasks. So I hope this kind of cleared the whole picture of how these pipelines are used or created, and how different activities are available and put into the pipeline, and then a little bit about the data sets. So watch another video I have on the data sets, how to create them and use them in the Azure Data Factory pipelines. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in next video. I will put the link of this article in the description.